June 1st, 1921, 35 blocks burned, more than 800 people injured, and as many as 300 African American lives were lost. This tragedy would become known as the Tulsa Race Massacre.
Archaeologists have made a startling discovery, a mass grave in Tulsa.
Even though a mass grave site has already been located, there is great speculation that more are to be found. Lloyd Benedict of Benedict Law in Tulsa has been privately investigating a specific spot in a long-suspected area.
And this is an area of Newblock Park right here. I was talking to my friend, because he's from Tulsa, and he just liked to be kept up with current events going on. And we were talking, and he goes, you know, I think I know where some of those bodies are buried.
I lived on Nogales Avenue, which is about 3 blocks from this field. And this field, a lot of people refer to it as Newblock Park. And we're kind of walking around where they dug out this huge hole where the pool was at, and we see all these bottles from the 20s and before. There was an old lady that lived next door, and so we're out there digging, and she's seen us every day. And we kept coming across these bones, and she come out one day and she goes, do you know where those bones are from? Back when they had the massacre, this is where some of the bodies were laid to rest.
Based on witness documentation and based on the evidence I have so far, this is a swimming pool. What my witness is talking about is the southern edge of the pool. That pool is, again, no longer there. That's just flat dirt now.
Lloyd even met with researcher and activist Scott Ellsworth, one of the members of the Tulsa Race Massacre Commission, as their historian, and the chairman of the Tulsa Massacre Mass Grave Investigation Team. Acting upon the other oral histories about Newblock, Scott arranged to have ground-penetrating radar done at Newblock, but in a different location than the pool area.
The problem with ground-penetrating radar is if this was the city landfill at that point, and there is like old bottles and debris and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to be able to pick up any human remains from that. And if my witness saw the bones, well, whoever excavated it most likely saw the bones too. So I wanted to find out who constructed that, and more so, who demolished that project.
Benedict Law has reached out to the city of Tulsa on numerous occasions, requesting records of the pool and permits for a small dig. When Scott and Lloyd met, he became very interested in the maps and information that was presented.
What would make you think this is more human than animal?
Because it was like almost exactly the same size as our leg bone, you know. And then there are other bones in there with it, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like one bone, you know. But it was definitely a human bone, yeah.
Not much has been found thus far in the ongoing investigations, but with your help, maybe we can solve a big portion of this case.
Every human being deserves a proper burial.
The motto in the Benedict family was, there are no problems, there's only solutions. If we're going to find closure in this thing, then we really need to do an effort to be able to find these mass buried victims. And the more information I can get to be able to help them exhume these bodies, it will definitely add some closure to a lot of these families out there that have been dealing with this for a century now.
Please help us contact Tulsa city leaders to obtain the needed permit to dig at Newblock Park and find out once and for all if there is another mass grave from the Tulsa Race Massacre. If you have any information or knowledge pertaining to Newblock Park, please contact Benedict Law. Video produced by Prairie Nation Creative.